and welcome to our Starcraft AI project. This project was done by Ahmed Shar and myself, Mahmoud Al-Ramlawi, and what we're trying to mainly do is an AI bot for Starcraft Brood War using the Brood War API. So let's get into this. All right, so what is different from the proposal? In the proposal, we said we were debating between which race to actually work with and whether it was the Protoss race or the Terran race. We ended up working with the Protoss race since we thought we would get better results with that. Our attacking strategy is a bit different since we initially wanted to trap the enemy into the choke point. This was a bit difficult to implement since, when we started doing the code, it was a bit difficult to implement, so we had to change it into rushing into the enemy as quick as possible. And we thought this would be an easier and more a better way of doing the strategy, and that gives us the ability to actually maintain a fully coded AI without having with minimal bugs and crashing. So let's talk about the introduction a bit. In the introduction, the Starcraft project is mainly about creating an AI bot that can successfully build some of the functionality in game, such as building bases and buildings, making units, and performing an attack against the built-in AI. Ideally, the attack should be well executed and should follow a specific strategy. In our case, our main strategy was trying to rush into the enemy as quick as possible so we can win the game early and not give the AI much time to build their defense. Scouting obviously has a huge role in this since the quicker we find the enemy, the quicker we can rush and attack them. Also, acquiring minerals is crucial because we can't run out of minerals while rushing or performing our attack because, again, this would slow us up and it would give the AI or like the built-in AI time to actually build their defense again and give them a better chance of winning, which we don't want to do. So why did we choose this project? We chose this project because it mainly allowed us to use the knowledge accumulated from both Computer Science 3200 and CS 4303 in order to create an AI for a very popular game. Myself and my partner, we actually are very interested in game development and the AI kind of idea behind it. So that was kind of our main idea about this. And we thought the StarCraft was a better candidate for both of our abilities than the Minecraft project. All right, so what did we work on? So myself, I worked on the scouting, build gateway, build order manager, debugging, some of the debugging and some of the testing. But my partner Ahmed Char, he actually did he did mainly did the attacking strategy, was training zealots, attacking zealots, debugging, and also testing. All right, so what's the main problem here? So the main problem is that in this project, again, we're trying to build an AI for StarCraft that is at a higher skill level than the AI that already came with the game. Our AI should win at least 50% of the battles with the pre-existing AI. We actually managed to do this. So I think we got a bit we were a bit successful with that. Some of the sub problems were that we needed our AI to be able to scout the enemy bases, and when this happens, our AI should send units over to the enemy base. We needed to figure out how to make the AI collect materials, and so the methodology in this is we had the send scout, it was one of the first methods we needed to do because that was kind of like the main idea for our strategy, because if the scout is as quick as possible and as optimal as possible, we would have a better chance of actually winning because our main strategy kind of relied on the scouting speed and how optimal it was. Yeah, so anyways, scouts are sent out when there are at least 3 zealots built, and actually scouts scout towards unexplored start locations in the game. So the start locations that are usually there, that's what they first look at. And when an enemy location is found, it stores the enemy base location, and the enemy base location is then used by the attacking units to actually start a rushing strategy, so we can attack the enemy again as quick as possible. Right. We also had the build gateway. method which used the build order manager, and this method is basically used for producing either you know the bases or the buildings in game, or units, or whichever, right? So one of the main things, obviously, we use the build order manager, and they had kind of like had some prerequisites or like some requirements uh, that basically, well, some of them were like, for example, if we don't have enough materials, the AI will build like probes if there are like less than 9 present, and it would also build pylons if the supply is less than 1. And if there are enough materials are present, the AI will just build more gateways and try and train more zealots and that kind of stuff. Right.